The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty, Ray, and Candace.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray and
Candace.
We're back.
Good morning, y'all.
October the 6th, if I'm looking at this right.
Yes, it is. Thursday.
Now, we've got a lot of places to mention where candy's going to be given out. And if your hometown has not let us know yet when you're going to celebrate Halloween, the question is, will it happen on Saturday night or will it happen on the 30th, the actual day of Halloween? Let us know what your city is doing.
Yes.
Love
A
to
couple
know
of
about it.
homecomings for churches.
Ooh, who we got? Anybody in particular?
Yeah, we got Faith Assembly of God in Quitman, Mississippi. They're having their homecoming Sunday. Starts at 10 a.m. And they'd love for y'all to come. And also, October the 9th, homecoming from Mount Horeb Baptist Church. It's out on Zero Road, and service starts at 11.
Oh, that'd be something good to go through. As always, we would love to have your birthday. Send it in. We'll share that with everybody.
Anniversaries, birthdays. We haven't ever had really divorces, I don't think.
But, years ago, if you'll remember this, years ago, and it used to be the popular thing before newspapers kind of went away, but to look into see who was getting married and then who was going through the big D.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's still a thing or not. I guess I could ask for that. We add that to it if you would like to see that every day where you could see that on the screen.
Yeah, I guess you online.
And then we can get us an attorney to sponsor it and be brought to you by.
Yeah. Look, we're not trying to,
It happens, is what we're telling.
Divorce, but yeah.
It does. Some folks just they get all gooey eyed and have one or two old Milwaukees, and the next thing you know, they shouldn't have got married.
Goodness.
What was it Jerry Lee saying? What made Milwaukee famous has made a loser out of me.
Oh goodness.
Sometimes alcohol makes you think that you really want to get married. Is what we're saying.
Yeah. Anyway, we
Carefuls.
We hope that marriages do last.
We talked yesterday about the city council vote of 4 voted and Dwayne Davis didn't vote. I have to say I appreciate this. I got a call from Councilman Dwayne Davis yesterday, and we talked for probably about 30 minutes. Really, really nice person, and he went into detail of, he goes, I did not want the blame if something were to pass later or being kin to me in any shape, form, or way, going, the only reason she's in it is because she's kin to you and y'all voting together.
Yeah.
And I see that.
When people started saying that they were related, I figured that would be the case,
Is it the word recused? Is how you say it?
I guess that would be recused. Is it? Removed. I'm just
Recused.
removed
Judges use it. They say, I recuse myself. It's a tongue twister for me some days.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate him coming forward and talking to me about that. And he's promised, as soon as we get moved over to the new studio, he's going to come one morning and talk with us. And it'll be our first city councilman in the Meridian area that has been willing to talk.
I think that's a great thing.
A lot of questions that we can ask of who's doing what, how's this going about. I look forward to that. So
what can be done for better things, or that would be good.
We're not bad people. We just want to know just like you do.
Well, everybody wants the same thing. I think most everybody wants the same thing. They want the town back, to a good place.
Exactly.
So.
Speaking of it, this was so unique. I want to share this. Last night, I got out and I bumped into the first 3 seconds that I walked into the door. I bumped into Ward Calhoun, and there was Billy Solly and all the game wardens, and then there's the highway patrolman. It was just filled with us in Meridian last night. And of course, they had their big event where you could come out, and I even kept the sheet here because I was going to look up this young lady's name. And as I go to this, it's not on there. I got to ask them. They had the prayer when they opened up, and they said the National Anthem. And I appreciate anybody who opens up an event with the National Anthem. I wanted to share this, just how good she was, because I videoed this. And it's from a few feet back, but I wanted you to hear her version of the National Anthem. And I hate that I don't know her name. But this was at the Shriners Convention right there up in...
If you were there and
yeah.
shoot us a little message.
Let me show you this. This is from there last night. Here we go.
Oh, sweet honey, see, oh, in dawn's early hour, what so proudly we hailed as a twilight and the rocket's red lamp, the guns bursting in air, gave proof to our line that our flag was still there. Oh, say doth that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
What a great job. And again, I don't have her name,
Wonderful
but
job.
she did. It.
To me, a very strong voice she has. Yeah.
I know that I couldn't get in a yelling match with her because she would win. But fantastic. If you
Yes.
happen to know who she is, let us know. Again, that was from the town of Meridian. Their rights night out last night as we look at this. Rights and responsibilities. And they went through everything last night of what was going on, of what you can do with gun ownership. And Mississippi Highway Patrol was there. And they talked a lot about just responsibility of how to go get you a gun permit, what you have to do and what to take.
Yes.
And don't show up if your driver's license is not the exact address that you don't live at now.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't renew your address, don't go over and do that, he said.
Yeah.
Save you some time.
Look, somebody said they liked my fingernail.
Well, they are kind of cute. There. What color is
Fingernail
that?
polish. It's so funny that they say that. I didn't figure people notice that kind of stuff. But yesterday I went and got my nails polished, and I said,
Well,
I need
you
a little
are on
color.
that. Wait a minute. You're on a 75-inch television. How are they not?
Well, I guess so.
gonna notice
I
it?
guess so. Our screen's not as large. But anyway, I went and got my nails polished and said I want a little color, and thought it was a little more pink. But I'm ready for Halloween. I can tell you.
I like that color. That's
Yeah.
peach, isn't it?
It's a orangey kind of corally. Yeah.
You could
like it.
do the pumpkin thing and not
I
even know
always
you got
try to
anything.
kind of match my lips,
Oh, I'm gonna start noticing that now.
Anyway, but thank you. Yeah, we've got. Let's see. I need to look up because I
Don
missed
says that at every Quitman volleyball game they do the National Anthem. We appreciate that. I like that when that song is done.
I remember when before all sports it was done.
Yeah.
So, and I hope if it's not being done that people can really get back to that. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go up here for a second and
See what you see.
see some happy birthdays.
Yeah, you got some there? Keep going there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get up to them because we missed some of the.
Oh, we don't need to miss anybody's birthday because it's your special day that you get to have that. And again, if you've got one, please let us know there.
Let's see. I think I saw Zane Alexander's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy anniversary to Tyler and Destiny Smith. And also, happy birthday, Megan. I'm not sure what the last name on that is.
Megan, well, happy birthday.
Megan, happy birthday. Yes.
We'll do that. I hope it's a great one for her also. Let's see what else we got going on this morning. Also, we had a big deal going on out in Collinsville. And let me see if I can find that. The fellow Christian athletes had their big night at the church in Collinsville last night. And look at the turnout that they had of all the kids that showed up. Isn't this wonderful?
It is wonderful. Yeah.
That's just lots and lots of fellow Christian athletes. And a big thank you to all those who went above and beyond to make that such a success.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it all begins.
Yeah.
We know that.
I think that's a wonderful thing. They always had FCA in school when I was in school. And I just think it's a great thing for not just the athletes, but for all of the children. Even if you don't play a sport, I think it's great.
And I'll briefly mention this. This is so sad. And then we'll get to the good part that follows us where they were going. I don't know if you saw this, but yesterday afternoon, Highway 49, which is Wiggins, Mississippi, if you're going to the Gulf Coast, there was an auto accident. It was somebody traveling down to cruising on the coast. Someone would pull out in front of their 1957 Chevrolet. They would wreck, and the passenger in the car passed away yesterday. She was 67 years old. They were from the Jackson area. Horrible.
That is horrible.
Condolences to that family as they deal with that this morning.
Yes.
Going to a hobby that they loved. And as this is going on again, this is the biggest thing that happens in the state of Mississippi. Why they were going and why so many people there. I understand you have to get a hotel room at least a year, if not longer, in advance.
I would imagine so, because that's a big deal down there. People come from all around, all states.
Old truck, as you said, you like. Look
I
at
do.
these.
The old trucks are my favorite.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I get had a few parts.
There's a caddy that was there. That's a Model A or maybe something. I'm not real sure. Maybe a Ford. Yeah, that is a Ford for sure. But as you get, people just get so creative with their cars, and they mean so much to them. Big engine there, Dodges, as we come across and keep looking. That's pretty neat looking, that paint job.
I think it's
classic.
People have got to be just super talented when they do those paint jobs like that. I know my dad used to be a body man. He worked for the railroad, but he did body work on the side. And I mean, he was adamant about like a paint job having just that slick finish.
Yeah.
He called it orange peel. If he saw
I've heard
it
that.
But yeah, some neat cars down there.
Yeah, and the list just keeps going here. I've just got tons and tons of cars that have been sent in. If you happen to be there, send us your pictures of what you've seen while you've been there cruising the coast. It goes on all week.
Yes.
Let's see here.
Brandy Carmichael tomorrow is having a birthday, so we wish you a happy birthday, and hopefully we can remember to post it in the morning.
Yeah.
But, let's see. Is there any other ones? I don't see any more birthdays right now, but y'all keep them coming.
On the way, we're going to tell you what the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department done last night. They were up late, they were busy, and they caught some criminals. That's on the way. Y'all stay with us. The Neshoba County Co-op, 338 West Main Street in Philadelphia, is ready for deer season. Are you? Come choose from one of the largest hunting boot selections around that fits you. The scent wall is packed with many brands that you trust like Tinks and many more. Tons of deer attractions like Acorn Rage, Persimmon Crushed, or Deer Cocaine. All styles and types of feeders that you may need this year. Maybe it's a deer condo you need or a pop-up blind, hunting clothes, and more. You'll find it all. And remember, all roads lead to the Neshoba County Co-op.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
When you gear up and journey out, nothing but you and the wilderness for miles. Just remember, you're the boss. Steel MS-271 Farm Boss, built for the toughest jobs. Journey onward.
Welcome back with Scotty, Ray, and Candace. It is Thursday morning, and we got a few more birthdays since we last talked to you.
Yes, we sure do. Joey Naylor wants to wish his son, Jalen Naylor, a happy 23rd birthday this morning. And also, Sherry Sodoma is having a birthday. So happy birthday to you, Sherry. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day so far, and it leads into an even better day.
All right, we got Candace. She's always the detective on this. I got this sent in yesterday afternoon. As people start going to the woods, they're seeing more things. And they think this could be a rare black coyote. I'm going to put this up on the screen. You tell me what you think it is. You think that is?
It looks like a coyote to me.
Pretty big old boy.
It is a big one. Usually they're super, I mean, he's not fat by any means, but he's like thick or anything, but he's a big one.
Yeah, all I can think of is look how much money they done spent on the ground. What is it? $11 a bag nowadays for a bag of corn?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You can see a little bit of everything out there.
That's right. As you slept last night, a little reminder, when you went to bed, gas was $2.79. On average this morning, it's about $3.09 is what I'm being told across the Meridian area and toward Philadelphia.
That's a big jump.
Yeah, that's their 40 cents.
Yeah. I mean, usually it's a few cents here and there.
It's coming. It's going to be more. And why is this happening? OPEC has decided to cut 2 million barrels a day, which means, let's just get down to it, the United States no longer gets its own oil, which we could, and we rely on foreign countries. So, well, they control our economy.
Yes, and also, now, instead of turning to, having our own, being self-sufficient in the United States, which is what we need to be.
Right.
Now he's lifting the sanctions that were put there on Venezuela,
Saw
and he's
that.
seeking the oil and stuff from Venezuela now.
We need to go back
what
to
is going on here?
we need to go back to employing Americans. I think we all do.
Well, it's just like politics rule everything now.
It does.
And it's to me, it's just putting Americans financially at stake. And being that the reserves have been depleted pretty much for natural disasters, like if we were to go to war, I mean, these reserves
Or
are
you
for
have
things
a
like that.
hurricane
right. You're putting our livelihood at stake too, and our safety and stuff. I mean, if you can't fuel up what you need for military or anything else, like
But you should never, ever fool with those reserves. They're there for a reason, for emergency for us. We're worried about that. And I saw that some more were released yesterday. Now, I did mention this, and we have to give a that a boy above and beyond the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department last night. We're busy. And let me get the official statement, and then we'll translate that. I got this morning as I was waking people up going, hey, what's going on? Let's see here. Here we go. The Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department. It says it was a long evening, and I agree with that. Preliminary information will receive notification of individuals trying to break into the Rock House Gun and Pawn. Deputies arrived and spotted 3 individuals. They exited the property and ran into the woods. Deputies continued to pursue them on the foot over several hours. They were running around in the pine trees back there between there and Faith Baptist Church. They would cross the road and get onto Old 8th Street when a citizen goes, what are you doing out at night in front of my house? They called the Sheriff's Department. They quickly got in a car and gave him a free ride downtown. Great security system there at the Rock House as they noticed someone trying to break in, alerted the Sheriff's Department, and the Sheriff's Department took it above and beyond and put somebody in jail last night.
I think that's great.
Now,
they need to be in jail.
I don't have it handy in front of me, but there was also someone tried to, they didn't take anything, but on Hawkins Crossing last night. The same individuals that stole the truck last week and a trailer returned to get more stuff. They didn't get anything this time. They were spooked and ran off. It seems as though we get overrun with criminals and what they try to get away with.
Yeah.
But again, that was a fantastic job of catching them.
Yes.
The sad part, they're juveniles. Now, what are juveniles doing out that late at night at 2 in the morning?
Well, a lot of these things are done by juveniles. I
They
have
are.
a customer that at 1:30 in the morning, she kept having a ladder stolen out of her carport.
They bring
And,
it back?
Or
she buy new ones?
It was found down. Well, she didn't buy a new one, but it was found down the road in somebody else's yard. Now, I don't know if they were using her ladder to get into some. I don't know. They were borrowing it or whatever. But she has a camera, and it I think it scared them away because it talks.
Right.
It'll say something, but. Anyway, she said it was just a teenager, but a lot of times that's the ones committing these crimes.
It is. Early this morning, before you even thought about putting one toe out of the bed, let's look at this. Gunshots were reported on Old 8th Street Road this morning in the 8000 block there before you get down to the JC Soccer Complex. Why would somebody be up so early doing that? I don't have an answer.
Yeah.
But they were. So that was going on.
Oh, my goodness. We have one more birthday and another anniversary. Jeff and Nancy Dean celebrated their anniversary yesterday. And so happy belated anniversary, I guess you'd call it. And then also Cindy Roebuck in Union. Happy birthday.
Yeah, I hope it's a good one there.
Yes.
We had a fire in the West Lauderdale area last night. It was a car caught on fire. Let me show you this. If you were in the neighborhood, because I got a lot of texts going, I smell something. What's going on out in this area? You know anything? And here we go. Right there on Dabbs Road, where Ernest White and Fellowship Road all meet. You know that area well.
Yeah.
Car, caught on fire, burned to the ground. Stanley had to put down he was eating ice cream, I think, and had to set it down.
That little stop sign?
Yeah, right there at where the road meets at the dirt.
Gosh.
Somebody get Stanley some more ice cream because he can get back home to eat it before it all melted.
Well, I hate it for whoever's car burned.
Yeah.
It's awful, and I hope everybody's okay.
But that was one of the things. Now, I brought this up at 6:30 this morning. If we had more judges that would continue to do this to set examples of you break the law, you're not getting out of jail ever. as we got a note from Cassie Coleman yesterday that the jury had deliberated and the judge had passed sentence. Travis Ray Connor is sentenced to life without parole for first-degree murder. 33 years old. Went before a judge, and the gavel swung down. Life without parole. That is good. That's the second case we've seen come out of Lauderdale County that says you're not getting out.
Yes.
This sends a message across town, across the highways and the byways. If you do this, you're not getting out. There are consequences, and we do hope that more sentencing like this would work. I do believe if you had more of this across the United States, do I have data to back this up? I do not. Do I
Right.
feel that it would? Yes. I think it would stop it.
They said that he was a habitual offender, a violent habitual offender also.
That was used in that last case,
Right.
also, that wording. Just habitual, just keeps on doing it no matter what. Won't do it anymore. May do something in jail to somebody, but you're not doing it to the general public. That's good news that
Right.
happens. This happened over on Highway 11 and 80. We had another hit and run. And when we talk hit and run, it's one of those to where somebody hits somebody with a car, they keep
Takes
going.
off. Yeah, it's awful.
This happened in the parking lot over here of a restaurant. They took them inside until ambulances arrived. It's nothing major, but they were still struck by a car.
Yeah.
What would make you want to leave that scene and leave somebody injured?
You know, people do this stuff every day, and even like hit other people's car and leave and just
Yeah.
leave the scene. I mean, that happened to me, so I know. That was in front of a lot of people.
Didn't care.
There was a witness and everything, but no, obviously not. So, but anyway, it's horrible, especially when they hit someone that's not in a car.
You know, it's almost like do you have a conscience? Can you lay down?
Yeah, how do you do that? I mean, how do you just go on about your business like nothing's ever happened? It just blows my mind.
I've known one person that I thought honestly, I think their name was Lucifer. One person, I really think that was his name. Had no trouble sleeping. In that person's mind, they were just programmed to be mean, hateful, and didn't care for others.
Yeah.
Their nature. And whatever they did, no recourse, no thoughts of it, skippity-doo-dah. But one day, that will change, and you go, ooh, trust me on that one. We know how it all ends.
Yeah.
We did have a report of a brush fire yesterday afternoon. We would go up to Meridian, right up north of there, up to Sam Lackey Road is where this was. Yeah, let me hit that button there. Sam Lackey Road, brush fire there. The fire department showed up, finally got all that out. That's good news.
Hopefully nobody was burning or anything.
Well, actually, I think there were. I think that's how it all
we
happened.
were told the other day not to do that. And two, the wind. You just never know when the wind's going to pick up, and that stuff will spread in a hurry, definitely.
As we go back up to Highway 19 yesterday, I got so many texts going, okay, why did the Highway Patrol just come by here going boogie there? And they were off to the scene of a wreck that happened on 19 right there at State Boulevard near the Dollar General where the back porch is, right there. And we would get there, and this would be the scene as we look at this, one of the cars. And if you'll see the Highway Patrol car parked there, it was rear-ended.
Oh, goodness.
A car hit it, then struck another car, and it flipped over in front of the Dollar General into the ditch there. No life-threatening injuries, thank heavens. I think a few people were banged up, and as I said earlier today, you're always a little bit sore. You know this, you've been in wrecks.
Oh, yeah.
The next day it hurts more.
Yeah. That third day is really bad.
Is that when it is?
Yeah, the third day after, anything like that is, to me, the worst. But
I have, in my 50 years, I have come to the conclusion the worst pain that you can have is think that you can put down grass. Get on your hands and knees and roll out that grass. Oh, it's fine and dandy that day. Try getting up the next day.
look, I'm surprised I can walk today because yesterday I was in the yard. Yeah, I was playing baseball or throwing the ball with my son. And years ago, I injured my knee, and I never got it seen about. And so
Old football wound is
that
what it was.
Football with my older son when he was younger. Yeah. Anyway, you can step wrong or move wrong, and it throws it back out of socket. So that's what happened yesterday. My knee popped out of socket and back in. That is the worst pain. It will drop you to your knees. I'm telling you. I thought
Y'all wait till we hear what's breaking when we get into the great-great-grandchildren when she has those.
Yeah. I'm going to still be out there if I can, Yeah.
Let's see what has gone on. This was one of the saddest cases in America that I'd ever seen. This was broadcast live on social media as it happened. Who remembers in St. Louis when they had the riots, when people were trying to burn the town?
Yeah.
A former police chief who was retired ran to the aid of a friend of his who owned a business. He was there for protection to keep people from looting from it. Mm-hmm. And as he'd done this, someone broke in, he was shot, and he was dying, and the person who did this to him videoed it instead of helping him and just watched him die as America watched that. That person faced a jury and is sentenced to life in prison without parole this morning. Now, I think that is mild. I don't think they did enough on that. But at least they can't get out. But
yeah, I mean, so he didn't get the death sentence then?
No, he did not. He'll just spend life in prison for the rest of his life. And let me scroll down. I posted this story yesterday. If you haven't scrolled down and seen this, let me show the picture. Not such a nice guy. Everybody that ever worked with this man praised him as to how nice he was and what he'd done for the community. And here's the picture that we posted yesterday from Fox News on this. And this is the gentleman that killed him. This is the gentleman that died. David Dorn was his name. We condolences to his family.
Yes.
And they've been through so much leading up to this.
Yeah. I can't even imagine. Can you? I mean,
no, I can't. My brain does not work in that. I read a story this morning of it, and it bothers me. It hurts my soul. They pulled over somebody and they arrested them for animal cruelty of some pups that they had in the truck. That hurts me.
Yeah. People that do stuff like that, I mean, they don't need to even be.
And I don't know if it's with
animals.
age, but I get maybe more compassionate the older I get. As Tom T. Hall said, old dogs and watermelon wine, things of that nature, just, you're a lot calmer than you used to be. You know what life is going to throw, and you know how to handle things a little bit better.
Yeah.
But compassionate I am for those who can't help themselves, and puppy dogs can't do that, and little children can't either.
And elderly people. I mean,
that's right.
People just don't have respect.
As speaking of no respect, we go to the University of Arizona. Have you seen this story this morning? What in the world? A former student breaks into the campus, walks in and shoots his professor. Why, I don't know. You're a teacher trying to make an honest living, and then that happens. But that was Arizona is where that happened. It'll be people that are shook up on this for years. Yeah. You don't never forget anything like that. There's no way you could.
Awful.
It is. Violent crime has decreased in Delaware. Why? Sean Hannity talked about this because the mayor goes, we are not going to defund the police.
Yeah.
We're going to support them. Criminals catch on pretty quick. They go, oh, yeah, I can't get away with that here.
Last night I was watching one of the news channels, and they were talking about there's still there's still lots of people who are trying to defund the police. What is up with that? Why would you want to defund the police? I mean, what are you trying to gain by doing that?
Even a lot of the critics that were the police are now going, where's the police? Well, they're gone. It's kind of like that gas station attendant that you complained about that was greasy, that checked your motor oil and wiped your windshield, complained about him too much, and he went away. We don't want that happening with police in America.
Well, there's a lot of people in politics and heads of cities, heads of states,
mayors.
Heads of all this. Yeah, right. I mean, lots of people, maybe they need to be defunded. I don't know.
Take away your salary.
Right. I mean, it's crazy to me that people would want to defund the people who are trying to get out there and protect communities.
They're after votes is all they're after, trying to pull in this group here. Whether or not they vote, I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
But they're trying to pacify a certain group in America has slipped into a bad situation with all that. We are Scotty, Ray, and Candace as we start this Wednesday morning, already 8:29. We'll be right back with more good news, so stay with us.
On this field, as on the gridiron, each inch is fought for and marked by sweat. Each inch taken through disciplined training. With a Kubota L2501 tackling each inch in the trenches, whether those inches are measured here or here, all adding up to yards. For each yard, Kubota measures victory, and the touchdown is Parrish Tractor. Here, we're much more than a tractor store.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Everything starts with a great grill, cookware, and accessories. Add in locally sourced meat and dairy, frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, and daybeds and have fun with our cornhole boards. From animal print coolers to authentic Louis Vuitton purses, we have what you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Welcome back with Scotty, Ray, and Candace as we take a little trip down memory lane and look at a few things that happened today. What happened to this guy? They were big at one time, and we ain't heard of him since. Remember the lead singer to Little Texas, Tim Rushlow? Mm-hmm. He was born on this day back in 1966 with that exact mullet.
I hope he's got a different hairstyle now.
Probably not. I don't know. I haven't seen him, though.
Yeah.
And, of course, that being, they done that video there in front of South Fork Ranch. That song was huge for them. Mm-hmm. What Might Have Been was another big song that they had. Bumping into song. An old girlfriend.
Yeah.
But we both moved on. Y'all remember? 1973, this would begin, and what a voice this man had. Mm-hmm. Who remembers the name Bob Kingsley?
Oh, I remember, yeah.
Each week he would count down those country number ones. He was. It began this day back in 73. He would carry it on, and then Kix Brooks would take over after he passed away. And then I think Terry Clark does it nowadays.
Yeah, I've heard her doing it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't listen to it as often as I used to, but
because I don't know any of the songs. Nobody else does either. They go, what are they singing about?
I keep my radio tuned to the oldies.
There you go.
Country. Yeah.
1987. I remember this. He was a little different, but boy, it was a big hit. It was called "I Gotta Have Faith." Mm-hmm. Anybody remember that?
I do.
George Michael. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. He passed away, and didn't he?
He did pass away.
It was a thing where his family divided his. I thought so.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a sudden thing that he passed away. I don't remember what it was from, but yeah, I don't know if it was during COVID, if I'm not mistaken, but I might be wrong about that.
I don't remember the year. I just you go Meemaw. Now you got a new nickname.
Meemaw.
1989, we would lose this precious lady that we all knew, and even a song was made about it that she was so cute. Betty Davis passed away on this date back in 89. Who was that, Blondie, or who sang
Kim
that? She's
Carnes.
got Kim Carnes.
Was it Kim Carnes?
I believe you're right. Mm-hmm. She's got Betty Davis eyes.
Yeah. We got, when we get done with this, we got a couple more birthdays. James Canterbury is celebrating his 50th birthday, so happy birthday to you. And then Barbara Gowdy wants to wish her daughter Chantel Gowdy a happy birthday.
Big one for y'all.
Yes.
Back in 90, we were just learning who the guy was. I can remember so many people going, who is Chris Ledoux? Why would I know that name?
Yeah.
He was a fad going across. Garth was the class of 89, and on this date back in 90, he would be asked to join the Grand Ole Opry, which he did.
Yeah.
I
just didn't like it when he did his, what's the other guy version, that the two people that he played.
Oh, the Chris Gaines. Now, what is misunderstood about that was they came to Garth and they said, look, we're making this big movie. And the name is going to have a character in it named Chris Gaines, and we want you to go ahead and do the soundtrack. Well, Garth does the soundtrack, releases it, and then they go, yeah, we ain't releasing that movie. And here's Garth with this Chris Gaines character.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know how that all went out.
That's how that happened. But I didn't like the Chris Gaines thing. Mm-hmm. It wasn't my kind of music. But that's what it was going to be. It was a movie that got canceled.
Oh, okay.
And there's a lot of people that didn't know that.
I didn't know that the movie.
Didn't he wear tights or something?
I don't know, but I just didn't. I don't know. It was confusing when they put that on out there. You know, I don't know. I didn't like it.
Let's see. Back in '96, this old girl would hook up and find her a fella. Mm-hmm. She got him, still hers to this day. Tim married Faith. Mm-hmm. Remember that?
Yes, I remember that. And don't mess with her man, because she'll come after you.
Oh,
gosh,
let's see.
She'd like to take somebody off the stage.
She will. She? Yeah, she's, I think, done that in previous relationships also.
Oh, okay.
2004, Friday Night Lights debuted. I almost said that wrong, debuted on this date. A pretty good show.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
It really was.
Let's see here. Also, this was huge. Hank was invited, Hank Jr. is who I'm talking about, to come over to Fox News. And then it was supposed to be about his dad, an album that was coming out. And then the conversation led to politics. Hank said what he thought, and they took it and ran with it and twisted it. And next thing you know, he got, dropped from the NFL. Are You Ready for Some Football was dropped by the NFL, and it would go through a string of people after that really wasn't any good at it. I'm not sure. I know he came back at one point. I don't know if he's still doing it or not. Since I no longer watch the NFL, I couldn't tell you.
Well,
You ever had anybody pin a note on your pillow?
no, I haven't.
Where have you been?
I haven't.
I
haven't.
Well, since I said that, it was on
Maybe
this
quit
day,
snoring,
2015, that Billy Joe Royal passed away. And, of course, that being his big number one hit, I'll pin a note on your pillow. Did you know that? Or did you just think I was making that?
No, I knew that you were referring to a song.
Okay.
But
I'm just checking.
Yeah, I knew that part did not go over my head.
Good job. Who remembers, and I watched it in the beginning, The Walking Dead. Do y'all remember that? Now, this gentleman was from that set. He passed away. 2018, Scott Wilson passed away. His big part was there. He died of cancer. Had the home there where he had them all locked up, the bad people.
Yeah.
Pretty good little show
I
there.
didn't get into that, but lots of people like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I've quit watching it now. It went a little too far for me. 2020, we would lose one of the greatest that ever got to sing. Who am I talking about? Eddie Van Halen passed away at 65 on this date 2 years ago. Seriously, 2 years ago has flown.
I know. It has.
I mean, I can almost see the age.
Oh, goodness.
Also, that same day, we would lose another great. Anybody remember Johnny Nash? I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. He passed away on this date. Not that I can even hum a tune, but that's the song. Thought you might want to remember that one there.
That's a good song. I like that song.
Yeah, I've always, you can't help but sing along to it when you hear it. One of those good ones there. As we focus on the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, they are open right now. They've been open for about, an hour and a half now, as they got so much to offer you as you drop in, from taking care of all your rackmaster, seed, all of this as you get ready for that chance of getting rain to get it all planted. Drop in and see. When it comes to deer season, they got it. If you need a deer camera for security or in the woods, they got plenty. And any budget that you've got on, they probably got a camera that'll fit your budget. See them. All the attractants that you need, from blocks to, getting yourself a tent. They got those also. You'll find it there with patio furniture, a rug, maybe you need the flower shop, or anything that's dealing with, fall. They got that also.
Get you decorated up.
Gift shop is where it's all found. Hats, ball caps, and of course you've got overalls and a whole lot more. Shoes and work boots is all at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, exit 151. Pay them a visit today. You'll be glad you did. Time to stop spending your entire weekend mowing grass. Step up to a Skag zero-turn lawnmower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers, because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, and they even do work on motorcycles. With the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian. Welcome back, Scotty, Ray, and Candace. We want to remind you, coming up tomorrow is going to be the Meridian Police Benevolent Association's golf tournament. That's going to be happening. Hope you can make it out for that.
It's the 28th annual. On for a long time.
We did mention that Lakemont's going to have their big sale coming up, their rummage sale. or yard sale is a better way to say that, isn't it?
That's right.
Rummage means that you are north of the Mason-Dixon line.
Okay. I'm glad you specified that.
I just want everybody to know that.
Yeah, so it's their yard sale, community yard sale, Saturday, October the 8th from 7 until 1.
How do I know this? I had an aunt that lived right across that line. She just couldn't help herself. She's going to a rummage sale, and we'd all go, what? Huh?
It's a rummage through all this stuff. And
she was always trying to have pops, and we didn't know what they were either.
Oh.
And we had a translator come in. We found out it was a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is going on here. We have a fall festival coming up that we wanted to mention here if you hadn't heard about this yet.
It's Meridian Lauderdale County Public Library is having their second annual fall festival. It's going to be Tuesday, October the 11th, and that's going to be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., so y'all join them.
Now, tomorrow we'll go over all of these. We got a bunch of Halloween dates that we're going to tell you about. We got another fall festival, though, we wanted to mention.
Midway Baptist Church is going to have their fall festival Sunday, October the 16th. It's going to be from 5 to 7 p.m.
A few of those. And if you've got something going on in your community we don't know about, we'd sure love to hear from you.
Yes.
Scotty Ray, 1969, AOL, or you can inbox us here on Facebook. Send it to us. So many ways to reach us.
Yes.
Anybody notice that mortgage rates are going up? 6.75%, the highest in 16 years. This is the 7th week that they've rose. 6.75. Now, I read an article, and this is true. It's gotten bad on the economy, and a lot of you that go to work, maybe you're not watching this live. Some watch this live, some watch it later during the day, but you carry your lunch to work every day. That gets expensive going out to eat every day.
Yeah.
There are people at home at this point across the U.S. that are skipping meals because they can't afford groceries like they were. Another thing, and they're having to go on a diet that they don't want to. They're eating smaller portions to the fact so it will spread around for the kids more.
That's right.
Mortgage rates are up. If you're on a balloon system, they're saying in some cases $300 more a month.
Oh, my gosh.
There is an issue there, and we certainly hope that's happening. This is bad. We go to Florida, and we talk about things that affect communities. Florida is where we go to a dairy farm. Y'all think about this. This has not been talked a lot about, of animals that were in Florida where this hurricane hit. A dairy farm was hit. They've lost roughly 250 head of cows that produce milk.
Oh, my goodness.
They're asking the community in that area to come help. They go, look, we've got lights, we got power, because they have generators. Come here, help us get this cleaned up.
Yeah.
And as he said, it's my livelihood. They may not make it out of this.
Yeah. That is awful. They still have 2,400 milking cows in the herd, it says, but they're trying to get them fed and cared for.
The last, I think he said the worst they'd ever lost was 8 cows before. And if anybody's got a dairy farm or you've got hay, whatever you do to make a living with farmland, you'll know what that family is going through there.
Yes.
What was the song? Rain on the Scarecrow? Yeah, serious there. I always liked that one. As we grants a clause here, did I just say grants?
Grants the clause.
Yeah, I said that wrong there.
Well, I mean, yeah. It's okay. I do that all the time.
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is where this next fellow lives that I bring up. A hot mic. Now, to my knowledge, this is the second time that this has happened. The U.S. president, I don't care who he is, there are certain words that he should never use. Now, is every American accused of when they've hit their hand with a hammer or they've slammed their finger in a car door or something, they've said a word that they probably shouldn't say that wouldn't be smiled on by your mama?
Right.
Probably so. Everybody's guilty. But the President of the United States, speaking with someone yesterday, was caught using the ugliest of ugly words that you can imagine. If you go back to the Christmas story where the little boy got the soap washed out in his mouth, he said that word on a hot mic yesterday. Second time, he whispered it one time before when he was vice president. It doesn't set a good example for youth is the reason I say that.
Yeah.
The president's supposed to be someone that people look up to. And when you say language like that in public, now he can do what he wants at home. But when you're in public, don't do that. New Orleans is where we go back next. Are you up to date on all this in New Orleans?
Look, I'm not. I guess I'm not up to date. I'm on just about anything now. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Mayor of New York, New Orleans, has been taking trips. happened? Well, she said she just couldn't sit with everybody else. I have to upgrade to first class on the taxpayers. Well, it's accumulated to $30,000 worth of upgrades to the taxpayers. Citizens found out about it, and they've complained. Now she's saying that she will return the $30,000.
But she's still in her luxury city apartment.
Yeah, her home isn't but a couple of blocks away, but she's living in, and it's costing the taxpayers money.
You think she thinks she's better than everybody else?
It's something to that effect. She didn't want to sit with nobody else.
Yeah.
$30,000. You know, when you become a person that represents the people, you do it in the benefit of everybody.
Right.
You try to squeeze those dollars because there's Americans hurting out there. This is, and I'm going to be very tactful how I word this. Alex Jones, we all know who he is at this point. I think we do. He was the conspiracy theorist, if you don't know, that claimed that Sandy Hook never happened.
Yeah.
Parents who have taken to the stand to testify of what he said. There was one parent, and they've got video of this where he just kept this on where this didn't happen, that the graves, there was really nobody in it. 7-year-old wee bitty one that lost her life in that had people showing up urinating on the grave, all because of what he did and what he said on his program. Awful, awful. That does not look good for that man.
No.
He's going to have to pay more fines, I'm sure, before it's all said and done. He lied.
Yeah.
There's no other way to word it.
I mean, that's horrible.
It goes back to Pizzagate. Do you remember that? Pizzagate?
Is that when they were claiming about...
Every time that he was trying to get across that the word pizza was code word for children being in bondage, and that guy got all caught up in it and broke into a pizza shop and shot somebody because he thought they were hurting children.
Yeah. People take things and run with it too. You know, I guess people don't realize how much what they say
can influence
or impacts a whole lot of people. So.
Yeah, and some people, when you say, bring me another piece of chicken when you come back by, pay you no bit of attention, do they? We know that person, don't we? 8:47 as we're getting up on this. You remember the guy yesterday we showed that little clip of that was jumping from roof to roof?
Yes.
We find out who he was
What in the world?
now.
And why was he doing that, did he say?
Yeah. He was a guy that was there to work on the roofs. There was a leak, and he was taking pictures of where the leaks were. Now, I'm going to say his insurance company is going to be upset today as to how he checks that out.
Yeah.
23 stories high, jumping from roof to roof to take pictures as he jumped off.
I mean, that's a quick picture. Did you see how fast he was going?
I just oaf.
And how do you know?
He could have died.
Yeah. I mean, one little wrong move, and you were going between those.
Well, you take last night, as you say, wrong move. I went up to the stage there in Meridian. I was going to take a picture, and I leaned up against the wall. There wasn't a wall there, and I fell over.
Oh, gosh. Did you fall out?
I did.
Oh, Lord, did somebody help you up?
Larry said from the stage, Larry said, Scotty Ray, you over there? You okay? I said, I'm good. I'd gotten down on
all you saw was boots and a cowboy hat.
I'd gotten down on my knee, and I was going to lean this way to take a picture, and when I did, the wall gave way. And flop.
Oh, goodness.
So y'all don't be leaning on the wall at Shriners Convention.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
I made it through it. Do you remember the guy we talked about that caught the baseball that was worth $2 million?
We said, go on, take the money and run.
Yeah. Well, we found out why he didn't take the money and run this morning.
Why?
He's a millionaire. Yeah, he didn't. He can hold out.
He didn't need it then. Oh, he wasn't like us now. Like we would, come on, meet me over here and just bring the money with you. That's what I said.
His bride or girlfriend is a reality TV star, but he's a banker worth millions, they say. So that's why he didn't.
It was like a drop in the bucket to him.
Me and Candace would have folled them people home. Hey,
I would have.
Write the check.
Don't let them get away, Scotty Ray. Which one was it? Yeah.
That does, because I really, that scratched my head when I go, how could somebody go? It's just a baseball.
Yeah, because we were saying, maybe he's holding out for a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's probably got that ball in a trophy case.
And I don't mean anything harmful by this, about what I'm supposed to say, but I've heard it said in crowds so many times when something like this happens. The rich just keep getting richer.
Right.
Y'all have heard that.
Yeah.
Seems like they get smiled on. Well, I probably couldn't have afforded a $9,000 ticket to the ball game to begin with.
Yeah.
Did you realize it had gotten that high?
$9,000. No, I'd be having to watch from my home. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If they were televising it.
And that was with people that bought them as that guy was getting ready to have the home run hit that would take it. $9,000 was the average price of a ticket there, what people were paid.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
Called, is it scalping is what that's called? Something like that.
Yeah.
Scotty, Ray, and Candace, we got a little bit more for you to come. Y'all sit back, buckle up, and we'll tell you more. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. Idaho potatoes, a 5-pound bag, $2.49. Fresh strawberries, 1 pound, $4.99. Green, red, or black grapes, $2.49 a pound. Center cut boneless pork chops, family pack, $2.49 a pound. Whole boneless pork loin, $1.89 a pound. And certified Angus beef New York strips, family pack, $9.99 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, Meridian. Jackson Flowers has moved to their new location on Highway 19 North. They've been locally owned and operated for over 60 years here in the Meridian area. Open house will be November the 6th from 1 until 5 p.m. Continued great service that you've known for years. They offer floral arrangements, live and artificial, a gift shop, fall and Christmas decor, and birthday treats for the pups. Visit Jackson Flowers in their new location 2 miles north of Walmart on Highway 19 North. Jackson Flowers, for all occasions. Maple's one-stop shop, you'll find them, well, all over town. They've got over 6 locations, conveniently located as they're firing up breakfast this morning. You'll find it there out in Causeyville or the Chevron store, either place there. Grits, eggs, woo, looks good. Yeah. Now, lunch is coming. We'll post their menu here in a little while of what they'll be serving up. $8.99 to get you that and a drink. It's great food. All coming today a little bit later. The loyalty coffee program continues if you need that with cold drinks and candy bars. Well, anything to take care of you when it comes to the day. Pizza, they got that also. See them. Ice cream to hit the spot. And a lottery ticket that may make you a winner. Visit with them. Pine Springs, Bonita, Causeyville, either the 31st Chevron, Broadmoor, or Lance Chance Tobacco. Any of those locations there. Maybe it could be you. I saw where someone won a scratch-off of $10,000 that had rolled in to watch the show, the Cruising on the Coast, and won $10,000 on a scratch-off.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Could be your lucky day.
I think the most I've won on one of those is like $2.
$2 that paid for
Buy
what
you
you
another
bought.
ticket. Yeah.
I've just never had that string of luck.
I'm not a lucky person when it comes to stuff like
But
that.
there's some, honestly, there are some people that seem to have that gift.
Yeah.
They can walk in and their name is drawn.
Oh, well, there was a girl I worked with. She won like $100 on a scratch off.
Yeah.
And then went back and bought some more won another $100. And so that's when I went and bought one because I was thinking, well, they must have a lot of them.
They printing off all those givens away.
Yeah, I didn't get lucky.
You didn't, it just her.
Did not. Yeah, just her.
Let's see, we got a couple of more birthdays that have strolled in.
That's right. Melinda Seipel, happy birthday to you. She's in Scuba. She was at Scuba when I was going to Scuba, I think. She was working up there. Jessica Fisher, today is her birthday, so happy birthday to you.
Ooh, known Melinda a long time. My next door neighbor. I hope she's doing well there. Miss seeing you. And I bring this up, and I'm not going to go into great detail of this, but the reason I bring this up is I want everybody to understand that watches that there's other countries that want to take your freedoms away. And there is a price to pay to keep our freedoms the way they are. As we've watched and what has happened in Ukraine, that country's been terrorized by Russian troops. You don't know behind the scenes the tortures that these soldiers and citizens went through before they passed away. There's evil in war, and there's people out there that want to bring these evils to our nation.
That's awful.
And I'm lightly wording this carefully because it's just horrifying in the story that I've read here of what happened to these people in Ukraine, of what was done to them before they passed away. Evil exists in other countries, and they want to bring that to America. We have to keep us a free nation, is why I say this. And God bless our troops that take care of us.
Yes.
We don't know. Y'all just don't.
It's horrible. I was reading a little bit of that. That is awful.
Make sure.
You can look it up.
Yeah. It's just scary there. They had a female passenger die on a flight from the U.S. to the U.K. She had a heart attack on there. That would...
Goodness.
Can't even imagine how that would be on a flight. Nothing you can do to help them.
Right.
And there's not always a doctor on board, as we know, like you see in the movies, where they stand up. Is there a doctor on board? And he saves the day.
Yeah.
Doesn't always work that way.
I've always heard, like, if you're on a long flight, too, of course, this would not, I don't think it would have anything to do with somebody having a heart attack, but they say if you're on a very long flight, to at some point get up and move around a good bit, you know. Don't just stay in one seated spot because you can develop a blood clot.
Yeah, from there to the bathroom, you can go. That's about it.
Yeah.
Really, those planes aren't that big.
If you don't do anything, get up, stand up, stretch your legs.
You ever tried to get up next and you're in that little airplane seat like this?
Yes. I'm not a fan of flying, I'm just going to say. Yeah.
Maybe planes used to be bigger back in the day, but the few flights I've taken, they're just, I mean, you're squished up in there.
Yeah.
They're trying to get as much money as they can.
I think one time I really come very close to being upset with the person in front of me because I was trying to eat and they have the little tray, you know, having a little food there, and they were laid back in their chair, I guess, sleeping.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had like this much space, so yeah, it's getting aggravated.
In other big news, they've reached an agreement, some shape, form, way. Alec Baldwin will head back to filming on that movie where that person lost their life. You remember that?
Yeah.
They're going to start filming on that in January again. I don't know if all this will hurt the film or not, but he is headed back for that. I'm not a big fan of his.
Yeah, me either.
Let's see here. The mayor of Austin, Texas, is having apologized. Did you see that one? Yeah. And fell asleep during the funeral of an officer. Lack of respect is what I would call that. Seriously.
Yeah.
During the funeral of an officer. Fell asleep.
That's awful.
When you're the mayor, you are the symbol, the person
Right.
that everybody looks to in that town. Polish up,
You're
do
that
better.
tired, you get you a cup of coffee before the ceremony.
Absolutely.
It's awful.
As always, you can reach us at Scotty Ray 1969 or inbox us any way you want to on Facebook. Thank you for being a part of our show.
Yes. See you back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
See you then. Y'all be careful and be safe.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: